Hi guys, welcome back to the Fermented World channel. I am Gaz, and today I am making a Kilju, which is a Finnish sugar wine. It was banned in Finland because it would have killed you, although it wouldn't have done because it's literally just a fermentation. There's no distilling or anything like that, so it's perfectly safe. And they banned it, and then they re-allowed it, but only if you put things in like fruits and stuff like that, so that it's there to be enjoyed instead of literally just for its alcohol properties. Now, I've got some oranges that I need to use up because a few of them in there have gone mouldy. Now, I have sterilised these on the outside just because there was a bit of mould in there. Now, I'm using a mead yeast because I don't have any other yeast to hand. So I'm going to use half a packet for each one. I'm going to do one that's not got any flavours in, so no oranges in that one. And then I'm going to do one with oranges in, just to see what the difference is, because I want to actually taste what the traditional Finnish Kilju tastes like. But at the same time, I also want a flavoured one, so I can balance off with what they used to have when it got banned, and then what they do have now, as it's really simple to make as well, to be fair. Kids are on the trampoline absolutely annihilating each other, so sorry about that noise. So yeah, let's get it on. Let's get started. I'm going to be chopping up some oranges. I believe they're clementines. I believe. Probably should have tidied up all this mess first, but hey. Right, so we're going to chop these up. Chop, 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 chop. I'm going to drain the juice off them as well. In fact, I'm not going to chop them. I'm going to peel them, or am I? No, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to chop them, I'm going to squeeze them, and then I'm going to lay the, what do you call it, the peel there with knife. See, look, I don't know what I was going over there. I'm going to lay the peel in there with it as well, because the pith gives it a bit of a bitterness. Now, I've never done one of these before. I've watched a couple of videos, so it could go either way really. It might work. Either way, we will get some alcohol, but it just might not be very palatable. What shall I say? I've looked at a couple of videos and to get an idea of what it is that I need to do. So that one's going to be the one that's got the job in. So I'm going to speed this bit up because it's going to take forever. Right, so that is them all in the bottom there, and that's them all juiced. I didn't count how many there were, I didn't weigh them, I just threw away the bad ones, and we're going to crack on with that. So, yeah, let's put that aside for now, and let's concentrate on the one that's just going to have the sugar, water, and yeast in. Now, I don't know how much I'm supposed to use, but I'm just going to go with a bag of sugar. So this is a kilogram bag. In it goes. No nanny anny fanny in and about. Now that is a lot of sugar, but we need that sugar to convert into alcohol. We are now going to add, don't think I'm going to need that, water. I'm just using regular tap water because that's what I've got to hand. And in we go with however much water that was. I think it was almost 3.5 litres ish. and this is not going to do a great deal other than bubble, so we can be a bit greedy with it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to mix this up until all the sugar's dissolved, and then we're going to pitch yeast. It's literally that simple, but I need this to come up to room temperature first, so I will have to wait a short while for it to do so, because I didn't use my brain and I didn't use warm water, which is what I should have done. So anyway, this is going to take a while to stir, so I'm going to speed it up. Right, so because that was actually so cold, because I didn't put any warm water in, I've just popped it on a tea towel on the radiator. So with a bit of luck, it will heat up in time to pitch the yeast, because it's very cold. So for this one, this time, I'm going to be using about 1.5 litres of warm water to start with. And then add sugar, and then top it up with, you guessed it, cold water. Again, using 1 kilogram. And these jugs don't, these fermenters don't do a full British gallon. They do slightly less, and that just straight away, that just is so much easier. Bash a bit more hot in. Probably not going to need all that hot water actually, because I don't want it too hot that I can't pitch the yeast, but I don't want it too cool that it's not going to start. So in with some cold, and we'll see where the temperatures that goes down to. It's at 29 at the moment, or so it says anyway. And thinking about it, adding cold water to hot water in a glass vessel is not a clever idea. Remember that. I think we're good though. I think we're good. Now I'm not going to fill this one up all the way to the top. Reason being, the fruit can end up becoming a raft that gets pushed up by the bubbles if the bubbles can't escape around it. We should be okay. That's why I'm using these wide mouth ones for this brew. And to that, we're going to add the juice. Which I should have added before, because now the water level's gone up even more. It's actually further up than what the one without the bloody fruit in is. Gonna give it a good stir. It smells lush already. Speed this bit up. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't that make it now an orange wine instead of a Kilju? Because the Kilju is just a sugar water, correct? So I'm only making 1 Kilju, but I'm making an orange wine as well, aren't I? Essentially. Because as soon as you add the fruit and the juice, other than just the sugar as fermentable, it's no longer a Kilju, which is what we were trying to do. Oh well. Used up some oranges. I want to taste this now to see how what it tastes like. I need to go wash this because I'm going to use it for the other one as well. Just double check that the sugar's all dissolved. I think the sugar has. I'm going to give it another bash in here just to make sure. And the fact that I'm using a mead yeast doesn't really matter. Oh shit. all over the bloody place now. Right. So yeah, this one's just going to be a wine of sorts. So that one's now too hot. That one's now too cold. So what I should have done is only put a litre of hot water in there. And with that one I should have done the same, because I've got one that's too hot and one that's too cold. So I'm going to close them up anyway. And when they come back to a reasonable temperature, around the 25, between 22 and 25 is normally what I ferment at, so that's what I'm going to be aiming for. And until then, if I'm honest, that doesn't seem to be a very good seal on that, so I'm going to cover that up and pop something over that for now, just that, so nothing can get in per se. And I'm going to switch this for a different one. This might not be the original one that came with these. Seems like it just fitted through too easily. Right, so we're going to come back when this one's cooled down and that one's warmed up. Peace for now. Okay, a couple of hours later. That one's cooled down enough. This one's warmed up enough. This one's coming up to around 22. That one's dropped to about 26. And the dog comes in for a drink. As per usual. We're going to take some hydrometer readings. We're going to add some yeast nutrients, and then we are going to pitch the yeast. We are also going to make a note. Because, like I said earlier on, one of these is not a Kilju anymore, it's actually just a wine. So, yeah, I've made an orange wine as well. So this is going to be the Kilju. I don't even know what bloody day's date is. I think it's about the 12th. There you go, yep. So 12th, 4th, 22. Let's put my little watch on, because they're handy. Yep, so the Kilju. For some reason it's got bubbles going around in it. I'm not quite sure what's going off in there, but we need to get this cracking on so that no other yeast takes over, because if a yeast has started in there to do it, it might give it a really odd flavour. It could just be the temperature changes. Right, so let's pop that over there, on there like that, and let's get the stirry stick. So for a gallon, it's nearly a gallon, so we need a teaspoon of that. Now, I probably don't need to put this in here, but I'm going to, just because I can, really. And we're going to mix that in. That was yeast nutrients, by the way. And that will dissolve really, really quickly. Get some air in there. As the fermentation needs oxygen. Right. And that is pretty much the must of the Kilju. We're going to take the yeast. I'm going to eyeball about half a packet. Yep, I'll do. It's about half. Let's fold that up for now. And then we're going to mix that in. Just like that. And it should all be nicely mixed in now. And then we're going to fit an airlock and wait. And then we should have, in about 5 days, maybe 5 to 7 days, I expect. It's going to burg together there, isn't it? It will eventually all just settle down, but I don't like it when it looks like it's clumpy. Lock that off. That's good. Right, do the same now for the orange wine. Yeah. Which is much warmer than the Kilju. Oh shit, no. I didn't take a hydrometer test. What a dummy. What a dummy. Righto, so dodge the yeast. Take a hydrometer test so we can tell what alcohol content is left and if and when it is finished fermenting. Oh, it's up there with the high ones. That's for sure. So start gravity of 1.108. OG 1.108. It's important to make note of it for the simple reason that when you brew, you want to know when it's finished, but you know if it's finished by getting consecutive reading. Like normally within you can do it like 3 days later, check it again. If it hasn't budged, then it's definitely finished. If it's gone down, it's still fermenting, so you don't really want to bottle it because it could go boom boom. That's why I use stoppers, because what it does is it wraps a layer around the doesn't kill it. It wraps a layer around the yeast, which stops its ability to then consume any more sugar and produce alcohol. So before I whack the yeast in this one, whack the yeast in, yeah, of course, pitch the yeast is what we're supposed to call it, because we're all like proper swanky with terminology in that. We're going to take a hydrometer. Now, I didn't do it the other way around because I don't need to wash this again because it's only been in that, which is the same as this, but this has got the orange in. I didn't want to contaminate that with the orange because, like I say, I want that to be an actual Kilju. This smells good. Like, it smells really good. Like, it's surprisingly good. Like, don't even let it ferment and just drink it good. Make your own pop, make your own cordial. Alright, so that's over the 20 mark. I'm going to put that at 22. 1.122. It just shows that the extra sugar from the oranges, that is. I'm going to do the orange wine on a separate page. Same date, which is the 12th, 4/22. Original gravity was 1.1. Yeah, 22. Right, so that's that. There's no other real ingredients. We need half of one of these. Oh no, sorry, one of those, not half. It's nearly a gallon, so just be extra nutrients kicking about if anything. We're going to mix that in. Would be interesting to actually have a little taste of this, I think, while we're here. Yeah, because if you made this like it is now and just had it as it was. Oh, snap. It smells a lot nicer than it tastes. It's just extremely sweet, which is why we're going to let it ferment. That could be nice without the sugar though, I think. Like some orange water or something. Might give it a go. That was rank. It was like eating a mouthful of sugar and an orange at the same time. So we've done the hydrometer test. Now to pitch the yeast. It's got the nutrients in. So in with the yeast. Mix it all in. Like so. And then same with the, like we did with the other one. Pop an airlock on it. And watch it go. It is as simple as that. Who said making beverages was ever difficult? Now, when I first started brewing, I had a kit that my mum had bought me, and I was very, very reluctant to do it because I thought there was so much involved and I just couldn't really be bothered about starting it. And do you know, once I'd actually done it, the first one, and I sat in the garden drinking my first beer, I was like, wow, this is amazing. And since then, I haven't been able to stop. I've been finding all sorts of different things to ferment and stuff like that. And it's good fun. I share it with people, share it with my friends. You know, I get their opinions on it, what they think and stuff like that. And there's a couple of them that, you know, have really, really been nice, you know. Next one is going to be another year, going to be one that's going to be a year old, and that's the Viking's Blood, which recipe I followed from City Steadings, Brian and Derica. It was absolutely smashing. It was so nice. Couldn't believe it. I'm looking forward to that. That's next month that's going to be ready. So right, we've got a Kilju, which is what you're here for, is the Kilju, which is just a cloudy load of water at the moment. And by some randomness, we also now have a orange wine on the go. Yeah, tip top. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. We'll be back in probably a week and see where these guys are.